Jai Hind children. Today we are going to discuss a one-act play written by Anton Chekhov. The play's name is The Proposal. The writer makes fun of romance and marriage. In Russia, marriage was a mean of economic stability for most people. They married to gain wealth and possessions or to satisfy social pressure. So here Anton Chekhov examines the true nature of marriage, an institution of necessity of life. This farce explores the process of getting married and it could be read as a satire on the upper middle class and courtship. This play points out the struggle to balance the economic necessities of marriage and what the characters themselves actually want. It shows the characters' desperation for marriage as comical. Before we move on to the summary and the theme, etc., let's know more about the writer Anton Chekhov.
Anton Pavlovich Chekhov was a Russian playwright who was born on 29 January 1860 and he died in the age of 44 on 15th July 1904. He was a Russian playwright and short story writer who is considered to be among the greatest writers of short fiction in history. His career as a playwright produced 4 classics, and his best short stories are held in high esteem by writers and critics. Chekhov practiced as a medical doctor throughout most of his literary career. He once said, "Medicine is my lawful wife and literature is my mistress." He wrote 14 plays, but the following 4 are his most critically acclaimed: The Seagull, Uncle Vanya, 3 Sisters, The Cherry Orchard. The Proposal, written by Anton Chekhov, is a one-act farce. It is fast-paced play of dialogue-based action and situational humor. It takes place on a country estate in late 19th century Russia. The characters are members of the privileged class known as the gentry. These wealthy landowners employed peasants to work their fields, which allowed them to enjoy a life of leisure. Writers of farces often poked fun at the habits of gentry, including their tendency to marry for money rather than love. Proposal is a farce. What do you mean by farce? A comic dramatic work using buffoonery and horseplay and typically including crude characterization and ludicrously improbable situations. Now let's discuss the theme of the play. Principles that complicate minor issues. The play suggests that love sometimes is not important in marriages. It is the other way to stabilize financial status. Characters of the play: Stepan Stepanovich Chibukov, a landowner; Natalia Stepanova, Chibukov's daughter, who is 25 years old; Ivan Vasilovich Lamov, a neighbor of Chibukov, a large and hearty but very suspicious landowner. Tone of the play. Tone of the play is humorous. The character's attitude in the play is comical, which entertains the readers. The setting is the present situation. A living room in Chibukov's mansion in Russia. Chibukov discovered as the curtain rises. Lamov enters formally wearing a dress suit.
When the play begins, we see that Lamov comes to meet Chibukov at his house. Chibuko welcomes Lomo. He asks Lomo why he is wearing formal clothes and whether he is going to attend a function. Lomo replies that he is not going anywhere and he has come only to meet him. Lomo appears excited and disturbed. He calms himself down and begins to tell him the purpose of his visit. He was not able to tell why he came there. He tells him that he came to him many times in the past also for his help, but he didn't help him. Before telling the purpose of his visit, Lomo is excited once again. Chibuko thinks that perhaps he has come to ask for money. He makes up his mind not to help him in any way. Lomo once again begins to tell Chibuko about the purpose of his visit. But he again becomes excited. He talks about himself in exaggerated terms. Chibuko asks him not to beat about the bush and to talk about his purpose of visit. Lomo gathers courage and tells him that he has come to ask for his daughter Natalia's hand in marriage. On hearing this, Chibuko becomes very happy. Before going to call his daughter Natalia, he asks him whether Natalia would give her permission for this. Chibuko replies that she will readily accept a match like him. Now, Lomo is left alone in the room. His body is trembling with excitement. He thinks about his present life. He wants to settle the question of his marriage at once. He thinks that now he should not delay. He thinks about Natalia. She is a skilled housekeeper, she is educated, and she is not bad to look at. Now he is 35 years old and he should lead a regulated life. And he also thinks that he is having some serious diseases like palpitation, excitement, and insomnia. So because of these reasons, he should marry. Just then, Natalia comes in. Her father has not told her that Lomo has come to meet her. He only told her that a customer had come. Even then, she welcomes Lomo. Before Lomo can speak, she starts speaking. She mentions about his formal dress. So when she mentions about his beautiful dress, he is again excited. Before he can talk about his marriage to her, he starts trembling. Natalia encourages him and he recovers. He says that he will tell her everything in brief. But then he cannot talk in a straightforward manner. He again beats about the bush. He tells her that for the last many decades, their families have had good relations. Their estates are also adjoining. His oxen meadows touches their birchwoods. Natalia protests against this. She says that the oxen meadows belong to her. They shout loudly at each other. They do not calm down in any way. By the time Chibuko comes in and finds them both quarreling, he is greatly surprised. But when he finds that they are quarreling about the ownership of the oxen meadows, he also becomes angry. Instead of calming them down, he also starts quarreling. He claims to be the owner of the meadows. He insults not only Lomo but also his family members, everyone. Lomo becomes more excited. He uses insulting words for Chibuko, Natalia, and their family members. Lomo's palpitation increases and he becomes very disturbed. Then he goes out of the room. Chibuko says how the foolish Lamo dared to bring a proposal for Natalia's marriage. When Natalia hears this, she is deeply shocked. She is almost unconscious. She starts weeping and asks her father to bring Lamo back. Chibuko feels sad. He says that it is the biggest misfortune to be the father of a girl. Then also he goes out to call Lamo. Now Lamo again enters the room. Natalia thinks that she will not annoy him this time. She tries to please him. She says that the meadows belong to him. She tries to change the topic so that he could propose to her. But he is still not at all right. He is feeling disturbed. He doesn't come to the point. Lamo starts praising the qualities of his dog Gus. Gus is the name of the dog. Okay, he started telling that he has purchased it for 125 rubles. But Natalia says that her dog Scuser was bought just for rupees 85 rubles. And she says Scuser is much better than Lamo's dog Gus. Both of them praise the qualities of their dogs. Now they start quarreling on this topic. They again start shouting at each other. In the meantime, Chibuko comes. Instead of putting an end to their quarrel, he also starts quarreling. In this dispute, Lamo's condition deteriorates and he falls on the chair unconscious. Both the father and the daughter think that he has died. Natalia starts lamenting at her chance of getting married has gone. After some time, Lamo comes to his senses. Chibuko tells Lamo that Natalia is willing for marriage. So he should marry her. Natalia expresses her willingness. Chibuko doesn't want to lose even a moment and joins their hands. He asks them to kiss each other. But soon they start quarreling again. They start debating the qualities of their respective dogs. Chibuko tries to calm them down. With this, the play comes to an end.
Aside. Aside means remark or passage in a play that is intended to be heard by the audience but unheard by the other characters in the play. Awfully means very or extremely. Go round and round, not coming to the main point. Spit it out means speak out. By Jove, that means by God. Idiotic means very stupid or silly. Agad, that's an exclamation actually, expressing surprise, anger, or affirmation. Lovesick, longing, wishing, earning, or desiring. Palpitations, a noticeably rapid, strong, or irregular heartbeat due to agitation, exertion, or illness. Twitch, a sudden quick movement. Lunatic, a person who is mentally ill. Neglige, form of nightgown. Oxen meadows means a land full of grass for animals to graze in. Vetched, fixed. Birchwoods means a wood of birch trees. Perpetuity, the state or quality of lasting forever. Reckoned, established by calculation. Desiatin, an archaic land measurement used in Russia. Implore, beg someone earnestly to do something. Threshing machine or thresher, it's a piece of farm equipment that threshes grain. That is, it removes the seeds from the stalks and husks. It does so by beating the plant to make the seeds fall out. Now, gypsies, a group of nomadic people who travel from one place to another. Impudent, Impudent means not showing due respect for another person. Carafe, an open-topped glass flask used for serving wine or water in a restaurant. Mowers, a person who cuts grass with a mower. Hers, sounding rough and harsh. Restrain means prevent from doing something. Excruciating, intensely painful or acute or extreme. Pettifogger, an inferior legal practitioner, especially one who deals with petty cases. Embezzlement, theft or misappropriation of funds placed in one's trust or belonging to one's employer. Lunacy, the state of being lunatic. Drunkard, a person who is habitually drunk. Guzzling, here it means greedy. Gambler, a person who gambles. Backbiter, one who says unpleasant and unkind words about someone in their absence. Intriguer, someone who tricks, deceives, or cheats. Malicious, intending or intended to do harm. Numb, deprived of the power of physical sensation. Confounded, it's used for emphasis, especially to express anger or annoyance. Wizen-faced. Wizen-faced means having a shriveled, thin, withered face. Frump, an unattractive person. Blackcock, a male black-colored bird. Pedigree, the record of the descent of an animal, showing it to be purebred. Overshot, it refers to an upper jaw that is longer than the lower jaw. Muzzle, the projecting part of the face including the nose and the mouth of an animal such as a dog or horse. Worst, a Russian measure of length about 1.1 kilometer. Whipper-in, a professional or honorary member of a hunt staff who assists the huntsman with the hounds. Whip, a strip of leather or length of cord fastened to a handle used for flogging or beating a person or for urging on an animal. Character traits of Lamour. Lamour is a hypochondriac who wants to get married for the sake of appearances. He doesn't seem to love Natalia but decides to marry her because she is the best woman available. He has difficulty coming to the point, which makes conversing with him difficult. Because of his tendency to digress, that is, divert, he becomes involved in silly arguments with Natalia and Chibuko about land ownership and dogs. What seems most important to him is maintaining a superior appearance, which is also true of the other two characters. Now let's discuss about Natalia. Natalia is a strong-willed woman who is more effective than Lamour in speaking clearly and getting to the point. However, her will is focused on maintaining a superior appearance. As a result, she insists that Oxen Meadows belong to her family and not to Lamour. She also argues that her dog is better than Lamour's dog. Yet, she feels the burden of being a potential, if not actual spinster. Spinster means unmarried woman, and thus desperately wants to marry Lamour. Despite this, her concern for being right about superficial matters takes precedence. Now about Natalia's father Chibuko. Chibuko seems happy about the potential marriage between Lamour and Natalia. However, he sees marriage in a mercenary way, referring to Lamour's proposal as a merchant buying goods. For him, the match is advantageous as a good business arrangement for both families. Whether Lamour and Natalia really love each other probably doesn't matter much. Despite his eagerness for the marriage to happen, Chibuko places greater value on maintaining a superior appearance. As a result, he gets embroiled in the inane, foolish arguments between Lamo and Natalia.
Dear children, that's all from this play, The Proposal. Hope you have understood the play very well. Thank you for watching the video.